Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Ted and Ed TV program, Money Connection. We appreciate you joining us this morning. And today we're going to really talk about some serious things, some things that's going on this morning. How you feeling, Ed, this morning?
Man, Ted, I am feeling great and stuff this morning. I got up here raring to go. We got a lot of stuff to talk about here, like you said. We got some real dynamic topics that we're going to be talking about. A lot to do with finances, a lot to do with what's going on over in other countries, about jobs going on, and especially gun control and this Russian investigations going on. How Robert Mueller and stuff have taken over the whole dynamics and stuff now. What's happening and stuff there, and hopefully we'll get this thing taken care of, and they will find out what kind of collusion and stuff our president and the Republican Party or the Trump administration and stuff had with these Russians and stuff involved in our elections and what's going to happen and stuff in 2018.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And let's go right to the elephant in the room, gun control, because that's been a big man. It's taken over the airways and taken over all the newspapers. People are protesting and back and forth, pro and con. So I don't know. I have my own feelings about it, but what say you?
Well, I do have my feelings about it, some real deep feelings about it. I know that my wife and stuff, she's constantly on me about these children out there. The Bible always says from the mouth of babes that we need to start listening. So, but uh, the dynamics and stuff of what's going on out there is really strange and stuff right now. How president and a lot of other Republicans, leaders and stuff there in Congress, and even some Democrats and everything, they are uh, trying to find solutions and everything, and all the solutions they have are really horrible. I can't imagine having a one of the solutions is having guns, giving teachers guns, and
Yeah.
that was one of the most ridiculous ideas that I ever heard of. That you would empower a teacher or tell them that they are responsible for the safety and stuff of their children and also themselves as teachers, and to give them a gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you that is, oh man, I don't even know if the people or Trump or whoever it was have even thought about the dynamics of giving teachers a gun. You are putting teachers and stuff actually in a line of fire. They're already in a line of fire now because they're susceptible to people coming in to their building where they are supposed to be teaching our children and using a gun to exercise their Second Amendment right.
Well, a lot of teachers are for it, and a lot of teachers are against it because, I can't even imagine, like, one of my kids, and, a teacher with a gun can get upset with another student.
Mhm.
I just heard or read about a teacher shot herself going to the bathroom in the leg because she
Mhm.
had a gun.
Mhm.
So those kinds of things, if you carrying a gun at any time, you run around teaching and you got a gun on your hip, anything can go off because nothing is safe, when it comes to, really when it comes to weaponry, because anytime, the gun can go off, you can accidentally drop it
Mhm.
and it might go off, and
Mhm.
then it hits somebody. There you go.
Mhm.
You got a serious problem.
Yeah.
I heard
You.
somebody talking about what about insurance? Who's going to pay for the insurance? Who's going to
Yeah.
pay for that kind of thing? So
Right. There's an innate danger, man, in there that's even worse than having a sniper to come in and fire off his AR-15 rifle there. That is just and how. our president would even come up with that and everything is almost ridiculous. But after all of those things that they were talking about and stuff, Ted, I was looking at them and everybody was saying this, and everybody wanted to bypass that thing that says, let's get rid of the AR-15 guns. Let's stop the gun from getting into these schools. Let's stop the gun from getting into the hands of the people and stuff who don't need them. 18-year-old kids do not need an AR-15.
Yeah.
Most of your citizenry out there, whether they're 21 or 30 years old, what in the heck do they want to do or can do with an AR-15 rifle? Why would you need it? You know, I don't have any problem with the Second Amendment. I really don't. I have no problem with the Second Amendment. You have a right to bear arms. It's in the Constitution. It's been there for a long, long time. But it has gotten to be ridiculous now what they are allowing people to have and stuff out there, because anybody who wants to get an AR-15 rifle, Ted, and the audience out there, is to create violence, to create terror, to go into war, because that's what those weapons are used for, war.
Yeah,
so
I agree. I mean, I don't understand it either. And we know that it creates carnage, just what it did last week, or week before last. And I tell you, I don't know what to say, as far as that goes, because I know that a lot of brave young teenagers, very, they have informed themselves on these issues, and they're out there really getting ready to start some commotion as far as trying to make some changes as far as gun control, and as far as sensible gun control, as far as that goes, because, the one thing that I did want to say about it, and I'm not, I don't know all the tribute to it, you read all kind of stuff about it, you read the articles and that type of thing. But I'm saying, here's a kid that they made 30-something calls on him regarding some kind of disturbance, and he was not arrested not one time. Just take him down to the station and analyze him. Did they do that? Did they take him down to the station and arrest him and say, you're out of order, you're doing things that are not civilized, and then they would have knew that, hey, this kid needs to be in some type of mental institution or whatever, or he's not right and he's violent to the thing, and he was showing stuff all on Facebook. So they putting all this on the FBI, and then the police didn't even report it. I understand it was some other guys from some other state that saw all of this, that he was posting this kind of stuff. So somebody, when they sit there, on the FBI, I don't know about all that. They might have made, missed the boat on certain case on a case. They got one little letter or information about it, but did the police contact about the kid? I don't know, because I'm just gonna say it just like it is. If it would have been a black person doing something like that, a little black young kid doing something like that, and people called all that many times, that boy would have been in juvie. He would have been in jail. That's just the way it is. They let these little white boys get off many, many times, and they just play it off like it ain't nothing. So, Lord, it's unbelievable.
There were a lot of signs and stuff out there, Ted, a whole lot of signs out there, even including his guardians and stuff in their home and youth, and there are things that are coming out about them that is very disturbing also, that they knew this kid and stuff had all these guns. Where did he get the money to buy those guns? Those guns are very expensive, and they allowed him to have them. And
you ain't hearing nothing about it. That's what I'm saying.
About it. Well, they're coming back and they're acting like they don't have any culpability and stuff in this whole thing, and they're coming on television and stuff and saying, "Oh, we're sorry about it. We didn't know this was going on." They knew what was going on. They knew that eventually that this kid was wild, that this kid has some mental problems, emotional problems, whatever and stuff, and they unleashed him on our society. But we also have to get back to the fact that that kid should have never had an AR-15. He should have never had that gun.
I'm always, I'm always going to look at it on both sides, as far as when you look at, when it comes to culture and things, that what's fair in the justice system or what's fair in whatever. This kid that supposedly, allegedly, and obviously, he hasn't confessed that he did it, but he had killed like 3 people here in Tampa, and to my understanding, and his parents were brought to jail, and they was going to file charges on his parents because his parents didn't let the people know, the police officers know, that he was, culpable of doing something like this, and they want to know why. Now, this guy is supposed to be a college graduate. He was working at McDonald's, flipping burgers, which I right there, I don't even understand, because you can make more money, being a customer service rep and make yourself $30,000-$40,000, being, you got a college degree, use it, do something, other than flipping burgers. Now, there's nothing wrong with flipping burgers. I'm not dogging that. But what I'm saying is that if you got a college degree, try to use it some kind of way, but what I'm saying is that basically they ran these parents, who knows, they had to get a lawyer and everything else. And yet still, I'm not seeing no repercussions on these parents, and they adopted this child.
Absolutely.
And so therefore, they are culpable because this boy had multiple weaponries. And so I'm trying to find out, where's the justice? They should be all on the front page, as far as I'm concerned, because you don't allow no kid to be some 18-year-old running around or 19-year-old running around with all kinds of weaponry, and that kind of thing. So as far as I'm concerned, they are just not maybe as guilty, but they are responsible for that, and they should have them on trumped up on charges, because you're going to tell me that, did they have any other children? Do they have any other children? I don't know.
Yeah, he had another brother, I think. Actually, after they had arrested him, they went to the family, and the State Department of Children and Family Services took the other kid and stuff out of the household.
So that was a problem.
Well, this other kid wasn't a real problem and stuff. It was the parenting and stuff that was going on. So instead of them arresting the parents, they just took the other kid out because he was also, actually, the boy's parent and stuff had died.
Right. And he had a horrible life, man.
Right. And his parent and stuff had left them, the 2 boys, a lot of money, something like $800 and some $1,000 or something and everything. So he had a lot of money available and everything to him. And he was using that money to purchase those guns and stuff and whatever was going on there. But the parents and stuff there, the guardians who were there at the household, should have been able to have more control and stuff over them as the administrator of his mother's estate. And because
now, once you turn 18, that's his money, isn't it?
Well, it all depends on how they set it up. Mm-hmm. Most court systems and stuff, when it comes to juveniles or children and stuff who have money and stuff, if you're in, it all depends on in the court system district that you are in and what that judge thinks should happen. But most of the time, it's 24.
Well, I just love to see somebody, I just want justice to be fair, if they're going to bring charges against parents, anytime you have an unruly child, whether it's your blood or not blood, and you're responsible for those children. And if you're having issues with them, then you are responsible for that, because that is horrific what that boy did. And it's horrific what the other guy did too, as well. Mm-hmm. But like I said, the bottom line is the justice system needs to to straighten up his act, man, when it comes to pure justice.
Well, it all depends on your local state's attorney and what's going on and stuff in those offices and stuff there. They have responsibility and stuff to enact laws. They could, you know, arrest them and use the law and stuff to do that. But some state's attorneys and stuff don't do that. Your local state's attorneys and stuff, they have a right and stuff to enact laws, and they could have arrested them just like they did in Tampa there. So maybe the state's attorney there in Tampa and stuff thought that it was right for them to do that, and then the people down there in Broward County and stuff, that state's attorney and stuff hasn't taken upon himself the wherewithal to, you know, arrest the parents and stuff and everything, because for whatever reason they have the ability to do it, but they didn't. So it's up, and I think that the pressure that is coming down from the media and stuff at this time, and stuff, they still may arrest those parents and stuff and everything and do something to them, because I heard that the parents and stuff that went to court and stuff and tried to get the money, since this kid was arrested and everything, to go and put the money and stuff in their name. So really, actually, they were only concerned about that money that these kids and stuff had, and that was it. And that was the only reason why they became guardians and stuff of these children and stuff, because they had some money.
There you go. There you go.
So they still can be arrested and everything, and the charges still can be brought against them and everything. It all depends on the pressure and stuff put upon the attorney's office and everything, the justice system, if they can do that.
When you look at it that way, you know, and you look at the circumstances and the situation, but I'm hoping for the best of this outcome when it comes to gun control, and we'll see who's going to win it, you know, because right now America is losing.
Absolutely, and this gun control thing is not going away quickly. So it might be in our topics for agenda for next week or week after next or whatever, but I don't think it's going away, because these children and stuff have decided that they're going to keep this thing into the public's eye. You know, we thought that after Sandy Hook, when they was killing these grade school kids and stuff and everything, that something would happen with gun control, but it hasn't. So hopefully these children and stuff and everything in high school can change that topic. We don't know.
Yeah, politicians and something else, boy. You'll sell your soul for a couple of dollars.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable, man. I mean, you know, to me, that right there. I know you want to be in office, you want to stay a senator and a congressman and all that, and it takes money, but some kind of way, man, you know, we got to do better. Well, moving along.
Yep.
Over there, big issues all over the place. You know, we got the Olympics, the politics of Olympics. We got Ethiopia and Sudan and Egypt fighting over water. You know, I'll talk a little bit about this, you know, as far as Ethiopia. You can jump off on the Olympic thing, but I'll tell you, you know, the reason why we do over there is because the fact is that, you know, even though we are here in America, there are things that are happening all over the world that will affect us in the long run at all times, because we are in a global world. I mean, we are connected. We are interconnected in some kind of way, whether it's finances, whether it's whatever, you know, food, all kinds of things, you know, as far as that goes. And one of the things that's happening over in Egypt and Ethiopia and Sudan, they're damming the Nile. And when I say they, I'm talking about Ethiopia. And they're doing something that is going to really limit Egypt from receiving water through the Nile. They have what they call as a white Nile and a blue Nile. Now, Egypt receives about 15% of their water from the White Nile. Most of that comes from Sudan. And then they receive 85% of their water supply from the Blue Nile. Most of that comes from Ethiopia. Now, the bottom line is is that they've been building this dam for quite a while, and it's almost complete. And the one thing that what I've been trying to figure out, the reason why they're doing this thing is because Ethiopia is growing so fast, and Sudan wants to grow as well, economically, politically, and a lot of money is coming to Ethiopia in all kinds of different facets because of obviously resources and labor and all that. And so they want to grow and become viable as a viable country. And what you can't blame them. Egypt has already been established for, hundreds and hundreds of years, and they want to stay viable, and they want to stay political, economically as well. So right now, this could cause war. This is serious business. So the war right now is going on as far as there's water. They're trying to negotiate. This has been going on since the 50s, and they've been trying to work together and do it in a civil way. But who knows? It might become some type of war. They're trying to prevent it, but when it comes to water, water is your final thing as far as that goes. So we'll see on that.
Well, you know that most of that area over there, Ted, is desert land and everything. You got Egypt over there in the desert, and Ethiopia, part of that is part of the desert. But those countries and stuff go back to biblical days. According to the Bible and to science and everything, civilization started over there in that valley and stuff there around the Nile River. So there's a lot of history and stuff going on there, and there's a lot of things going there. But Ethiopia, I'm hoping that whatever comes out of this, that they progress and stuff through that, because that country has been through a lot of trials and tribulation, a lot of wars, a lot of ethnic cleansing and stuff over there with the people there. So hopefully this modernization and stuff of that country and stuff will help the people and stuff out over there in Africa, because we need to make sure that things go well and stuff for them, because they've been having generations and stuff of strife and everything that has not been very, very good. So hopefully whoever has invested this money into them building that dam, that something good comes out of it. And I got to believe and stuff that Egypt and everything is probably going to, if they really look at what is going on and stuff there, that they may be the country and stuff who benefits the most and stuff from having that dam and stuff there. Because with the dam there and the water coming in there, Egypt is upstream and Ethiopia is downstream. So if you're building that dam and stuff there, that means that that water there in the Nile and stuff is going to back up, and Egypt is going to have a lot more water to take care of their desert and grow crops or whatever they want to do, or whatever. It could be a heaven sent for all of them. All they got to do is just look at it. So,
well, we'll see what comes out of it, because Egypt needs to sustain them in their country. They need, now I don't know how many gallons this is, but they're talking about something like 55 million cubic feet of water. I don't know how many gallons that is, millions and millions of gallons. But the point is that they need so much water every year to sustain themselves. And they're looking for at least that, to sustain themselves. So I don't know if it's going to be.
I think they should have it. Living upstream of that dam and everything should benefit them. I would think, if they really actually look at it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I would think that if you're living upstream of the dam, then that means that you're going to have a lot more water upstream, because that dam is going to hold that water back. Okay. And there should be, I would think that it would benefit them a lot. I don't know if they're looking at the fact, because a lot of times and stuff, Ted, we see things that are going on, and automatically we think the bad things are going to happen. But sometimes there are good things that happen and stuff and everything from things that we think that are actually bad. And we have to find solutions and everything to deal with them instead of fighting it. Maybe there's something good about it. But anyway, getting over there to we could talk about, we got another over there subject, the Olympics that's been going on over there in South Korea, and it looks like they've had a successful winter Olympics and stuff there. North Korea has become involved and stuff into the Winter Olympics and everything, and it looks like they're going to, North and South Korea and stuff wants to try to mend some fences and everything and get rid of that conflict that is going on between those two countries. And eventually maybe something good is going to come out of that. But I see that our president and everything has decided that he wants to interject his own will upon what's going on and stuff that he's already tried by sending Mike Pence over there, the vice president and everything, to try to have him to decide that he wants to talk to the North Koreans. And Kim Jong sent his daughter down to South Korea during the Olympics. So Pence and her were sitting on the same row there, but Kim Jong's sister and stuff didn't even look at him, Mike Pence and stuff being there. And Pence wanted to have a meeting and stuff, whatever, and she thumbed her nose at him and everything.
Yeah.
So I guess it pissed Mike Pence off and everything. So now he turned tail and stuff and flew back to the United States and told his daddy Trump that she thumbed her nose at me and everything. What we going to do? So now old daddy Trump says that he's sending his daughter over there, Ivanka, the person and stuff, one of the people in the White House who do not even have a security clearance and everything. And he sent forth some sanctions, some further sanctions and stuff against North Korea. And he sent her over there today to introduce these sanctions to the South Korean prime minister, president, and to let them know that he is going to enact more sanctions and stuff on North Korea. Well, I don't believe that our president and stuff is very wise and stuff and what he's doing. And just like we all say, he doesn't think, he just reacts. His mind
from his gut.
He doesn't think at all and realize that this thing and stuff with North and South Korea, them coming together, it could be something great. And to go over there and interject himself into the negotiations or whatever there between North and South Korea and try to enforce sanctions and stuff upon North Korea, and South Korea says, okay, we're going to enforce those sanctions, I believe that he is pipe dreaming. It is not something that I think South Korea stuff is going to be obliged to accept further sanctions and stuff on North Korea. But we're going to see what happens because North and South Korea has already made a commitment and everything to come together and talk to each other, have some extensive talks and stuff about building relationships and everything between those two countries.
Well, look here, Ed, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be continued chaos. I don't think 45 is going to allow it. He's going to start talking trash about all those companies that's doing business with the United States. And they have major companies over there in South Korea, and doing business with United States. So I believe that, he's going to threaten South Korea. If South Korea tries to do anything in conjunction with them, because they are really politically so far apart. One is a capitalist society that's striving for capitalism. The other one is total, authoritarian and communism. That's their whole motives. They're not even trying to get with what China is doing. At least China is trying to do some things to sustain themselves as far as capitalism. But North Korea, is all about protecting his regime. That guys just want to protect his regime.
But you have to realize and stuff, Ted, that he has 20-some million citizens and stuff in his country, and most of those people in his country are starving to death. and it spoke loudly that he sent his sister down um, to the Olympics there, the Winter Olympics there. He sent her there for a reason. And I believe that he really wants to do something positive and stuff and everything for that region. And you know that China and Russia and stuff have some very powerful influence and stuff there in that region. And they do not want the United States and stuff over there in their region telling them what they should do. So when you got two powerful entities and stuff there, Russia and China, and I believe that Russia and China want this thing to work.
Oh, absolutely, because Russia and China, you know, they work together on a lot of little
different. They want this relationship to work because it's going to reduce the nuclear threat and stuff there that's happening and stuff between them. If they can figure out a way how to ease that, is okay. My thing is that Trump has decided that he wants to go over there and butt into their affairs when he's already said that he wants to isolate the United States from anything. But that's a whole big thing there, whatever is going on there, to send his daughter over there to give them a package of sanctions and stuff and everything, and then I guess after she does that and everything and bungles that, I'm pretty sure real bad, she is going to be leading the American delegation and stuff in their closing ceremonies.
So she's actually going to be marching down.
She's going to actually be marching in front of the American delegation and stuff there in their closing ceremonies of the Winter Olympics. He's going to put her out front. He told them that his daughter is going to be out front. And he is forcing himself upon the American folks and stuff too, because I'm pretty sure those athletes and stuff really don't want Trump sitting out there having anything to do with their successful Olympics, and to turn it into politics and everything, I guess is just not something that if I was an athlete, I wouldn't want to happen. You know, these are athletes and stuff and everything, and athletes look at politics and stuff totally different than politicians do. And to make it a political thing and everything, it's not
well,
doesn't look good.
If I was an athlete, I wouldn't even march.
I thought about that too, but I'm pretty sure most of them are going to march because this is something that you're only going to get every 4 years. And so most of those athletes and stuff and everything said they're not going to try not to ruin that thing for themselves, because it's something that they can think about for all their lives, that what happened, that they were at this Olympics is such a sacred thing and stuff with them. So it's not like playing a basketball game or a football game where you're going to play in another game the next day. They are done for 4 years.
I want to know, is she going to wear stilettos?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know why. And I don't know why he sent her over there. Why he put her over there and out there in front, I have no idea. I really don't know. Maybe it was her idea to do that, and he decided, oh, okay, fine. I don't know why he wouldn't have to send sanctions over there. Why wouldn't you send your Secretary of State over there to issue those sanctions? Maybe his Secretary of State thought that this wasn't the right thing to do and everything. So Trump said he can override him and send his daughter over there and everything to do the dirty work. But that's our Trump. So
45, I tell you.
45, yep. So,
I don't know. I just think that personally, we don't know what's going to happen, because everything is right now is a ball of confusion.
We don't, man.
I feel like I'm living in 1968 again.
Yeah. You try, and he's throwing more confusion over there into that area over there. So anyway, your thing and stuff, Ted. What's you were speaking about this stock market, man? This money thing out there. We got a lot of money flowing on out there in that stock market, man. And in some kind of way, we got to get this money to our folks and stuff in our community. So what's happening?
Well, the thing is with the stock market, I think that people should be looking at what's happening with these IPOs, initial public offerings. Um, I was just reading an article the other day that, and Warren Buffett said there's really no opportunities out there, not a lot of opportunities out there now. But what's happening is a lot of these companies are spinning off. They're breaking off from one another, and starting their own IPOs and what have you. But they still got the same board members and all of that kind of stuff. And so what's going to happen is to buoy up another 4,000 to make that thing go up to 30,000. I told you that's what's going to happen, bro. 30,000. So look for these IPOs that's going to be coming out in the near future, because there's a lot of money that's out there. And a lot of these people are going to be investing in some of these companies and buying these companies out and changing them over, buying them out and changing them and putting them on the IPOs so that people can invest more money into them, because a lot of them are already invested into these companies to keep them alive and sustain them. So, you got all of these different kinds of funds that's coming in, that's helping these companies grow. A whole lot of innovative things is happening right now, because we are living in the high-tech world right now. I mean, more than ever. And people are coming up with all kinds of creative ideas to make our life really more simpler, more easier, where I'll be honest with you, they'll come out cheaper, just give everybody $50,000 a year and let everybody, let a lot of people that's not working and not enjoying their life, just give them $50,000 a year, and then they can go ahead on and spend their money and live their life, because pretty soon it's going to be a lot of automation that's going on and doing the work where they don't need people to do it. So, and then have people doing all kind of volunteer work, basically, because the money is there to be made, but it's going to be done by machines, electronically. So personally, that's what you're going to have to be looking at. If you're looking at, all you got to do is just look and say, hey, what's new in the country? What's new in the world? People are coming up with so many great new ideas and creativity. It is unbelievable. Now, because we are living in Black History Month, one of the premier people that Reginald F. Lewis, who is an African-American who had one of the first IPOs by Beatrice was the name of the company, and it's still going on right now, multi-billion-dollar company. They've been featuring him on PBS, and he'll be on the tonight, which is Saturday 24th at 7 p.m. on PBS. I think a lot of people should find out his life story. He was a very smart, intellectual person who was a lawyer and got into the business. And he used to always say, why should all the white boys have all the fun? In other words, why should all the white boys make all the money? And he made a lot of money, and it sort of kind of tracks his life on how he got into all of that. But the bottom line is that there is money to be made in the stock market, and it always will be. His only thing is that will they let you play in the game, and would you be disciplined enough to play in the game and not lose your money? Because it's a whole lot of stuff going on in the stock market, undercover stuff, all kinds of things that's going on. So just study your markets, study your sectors, because the money is out there to be made,
Okay. So we can be looking at his life story and everything on PBS tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah. Definitely got to watch that, because like I said.
And what time is it? What time is it?
7 p.m. tonight, Eastern time.
Okay.
Yeah. And now, one of the things that I don't know if you saw this or not, and I'm sure you did, CPAC. I watched some of it. I couldn't watch. I couldn't watch all of it. I couldn't watch. You know, I mean, it made my stomach turn. You know, I mean, I started getting, you know, really a bad feeling. You know, it just didn't seem like, I don't know. And these people, you know, they act like they're happy, but I don't think they're really genuinely happy. You know, because they have a agenda that is behind that agenda. That's behind that agenda. And we can already tell that because didn't somebody say something derogatory about Michael Steele and CPAC?
Oh man, last night on the closing in and stuff of CPAC, it was a big deal and stuff that happened there. Michael Steele was the Republican chairman, party chairman for about 4 or 5 years, I guess, back in 2008, 9, 10, 11 and stuff during that time when they were trying to get Romney elected, and when McCain was out there trying to run against Obama and stuff there and for the presidency. But he was there involved with that Tea Party thing and how they got all those Republicans and stuff elected into the House, and finally got themselves in control of the Senate. But he was there when that thing first started, and he was very instrumental and stuff in doing that. I think he was the Attorney General or something in either Maryland.
No, he was a lieutenant governor.
Lieutenant governor, yeah, okay. Lieutenant governor in what, Baltimore, Maryland, or New Jersey or someplace over there. It was a pretty good while ago. I think it was in Maryland. Yeah, he was lieutenant governor over there in Maryland before he became the chairman of the Republican National Committee. Well, anyway, since Trump had came in office and everything, he has been on a lot of television stations. He has his own programs and stuff on Sirius Radio and everything and stuff right now, and he has a lot of following and stuff there behind him. And he does a lot of guest appearances and stuff on MSNBC. And he is kind of not really critical and stuff of the Republican Party since Trump had been in there, but he has given his viewpoints and stuff to progressive and liberal stations and stuff as to what Republicans and stuff are thinking now. And I guess he makes his money and stuff doing that. He has a lot of real rounded viewpoints and stuff now, whereas before, when he first became the chairman of the Republican National Committee, but he was really, really ugly and everything toward any progressives or liberal ideas and stuff there. But he has softened his views and stuff now as far as politics is concerned. And he is a very stable voice and stuff out there, along with this guy, Steve Schmidt, who also is, who was the chairman, who was the campaign manager and stuff for McCain. And he was the one that brought that old girl from Alaska and stuff in there and gave her a bully pulpit there, and she's gone and stuff now. But anyway, those two guys, Palin, those two guys and stuff now have become a stable voice and stuff for conservative viewpoints and stuff in our political arena. Yeah. And yesterday at CPAC and stuff, just about at the end of the conference and stuff there, one of the speakers and stuff got up on the pulpit and everything, and I don't know if you know that Michael Steele was sitting in the back of the audience or whatever, but Michael Steele was there, and he got up and said that, you know, that they had put in a black guy as the Republican national chairman and stuff for a while. And he said, well, I don't know why we did that, because I'm pretty sure that was a mistake to have him there. Well, it created a groan within the audience and stuff around there, by him saying that. And I guess it got under Michael Steele's craw or whatever, and he became very irritated and stuff about the fact that this guy had brought this viewpoint there up there at the CPAC convention. So now he is, well, he's still a Republican and everything, but it has created a problem and stuff there that I guess the Republicans have been trying to cover up, that they aren't for people of color having any kind of power within the Republican Party. And he and this gentleman and stuff have brought this viewpoint and stuff back there into the national scene and stuff there, that he had done that. So a lot of, I'm pretty sure that Michael Steele is probably going to be on a lot of network shows and stuff this Sunday. And he is going to be on MSNBC show with Joy Reid and stuff this morning around 10 o'clock or so, 11 o'clock. He's going to be on her show prominently there, and they're going to be talking about the narrative behind what this gentleman and stuff had talked about in the Republican Party, and black folks' involvement in the Republican Party and what they can expect from being a Republican out there nowadays. So.
Well, let me just say this. You know, he made a statement. What does my skin color have to do with it? We're supposed to be thinking alike, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, your skin color gonna always have something to do with it, buddy. That's just the bottom line, you know. I mean, you know, unless you bringing in some money, you know, where they can use you, other than that, your skin color is going to always, and even then, your skin color is going to have something to do with it. You know, it's a shame that people look at it like that because, you know, most of us, you know, really, I mean, I care less what skin color you are. But the bottom line is that's the life we live. You know, Martin Luther King said himself, he said, America is a racist society. That's what Martin Luther King said. And that was a man of love and compassion and fairness and equality. So the bottom line is that's your skin color is going to always matter no matter what. What's going on with the Black Panthers right now? You know, people are white folks are protesting at the movie houses because it's an all-black movie. I mean, you know, what kind of craziness is that? When they make millions of thousands of movies, you know, and it's all white cast. So, you know, it's just insane. You know, they have steeped and dyed this thing called color in so many ways. You know, you got people that are blacker than me that call themselves white, you know, really, over in India and all of that kind of craziness. You know, you got people that are you know, from another country in Asia or whatever, and they white, you know, what nationality are you? I'm white. Because they have this whole thing, man, in America, man, has just destroyed the human race, really. I mean, when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I think Michael had really thought that he had gotten rid of that
stigma
stuff there in the Republican Party, that it was okay to be black and be up there on top. And he has been all these years and stuff that he has been out there and has been a voice and stuff within the Republican Party. And to have someone to come up there and just shock him to the fact and everything that, hey, brother, you still black. I'm pretty sure that it has shaken his foundation, and it has made, and really actually it has made the Republican Party, it has taken them back a lot of years and stuff for them to do that, because Michael Steele has laid himself out there on the line and stuff as a black man for the Republican Party. He has done that.
And he has done it with dignity, a lot of it.
He's done it
intellectually. I mean, and you listen to his point of view. I might not agree with a lot of stuff he says, but he does it with dignity. He does it with character. and what he really believed, you know. And it's a sad part about it is that the Republican Party is not what it has been in the past in a lot of years. So, a lot of things that the Republican Party believe in, a lot of it makes sense and a lot of it don't, I mean, so.
Like I said, they have taken that narrative and stuff back a lot of years and stuff because a lot of black folks now are going to really think about the fact that becoming a Republican and stuff now because of what this gentleman just said.
Well, let's put it like this. It ain't the Democratic Party neither, brother.
Well, we understand that too, but I don't believe that they're going to stand out there in public and say something like that and feel it's okay, because there was no repercussions from the audience and stuff other than saying woo, because most of them knew that Steele was sitting in the back, or that he would hear about this somewhere from someone that what has been said, and he has been working his tail off trying to bring black folks under the Republican umbrella, and this has just turned it around really, really bad. I don't know what's going to come of it, but it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens tomorrow, what happens today.
Well, Steele going to play this up. He's going to play this up. He's going to play it up, and that's what he should do. He should play it up, and he should play it up and find out exactly, because we know that right now the Republican Party has been on the verge of colluding with white supremacists and colluding with really Nazis. I mean, they might condemn these people and say they condemn them, but hey, I bet you they're getting their money. They're taking their money. I bet you that. I bet you they want their support and their votes. So, the point is that, we're supposed to be living in a free country. People can think and do what they want, but they can't sit here and spew out hate, and that's on both sides. I don't care. Basically, I don't know, I mean, you can spree out disagreements, things that you don't like, things that's what's happening, injustice and all of that, but you can't spree out hate. I mean, that's not what we should be about as a country. And bottom line is that in my mind, he's going to eat this up and he's going to take it to the mat, and he's going to use it politically to his advantage. I'm hoping that he has enough heart to do that.
I don't know if 45 is going to allow that to happen, because if you actually look at this whole thing or whatever, why this gentleman and stuff felt empowered to even say that, it could be because of our president and stuff and everything, 45, and what he has done and how he has changed that narrative about people of color. He has really taken us aback and stuff by using that and bringing racism back up in a big way. And I don't believe that if Trump wasn't in power and stuff right now, that guy would have felt empowered to even say something like that. But because this is the ideas and stuff of Trump and his administration and everything, he felt empowered to even do that. And I don't believe anything's going to happen about it. And I really believe that they probably, the powers to be in the Republican Party are going to probably tell Michael Steele to shut up. I believe they're going to tell him to shut up and not to take it any further and let it die.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see.
I believe that's what's going to happen. I believe that's what's going to happen, because they don't want to hear that stuff and they don't want that narrative and stuff out there. So I truly believe that is exactly what's going to happen, that they're going to tell him to shut up and let it die, or we are going to break you.
Well, in order for Richard Steele, this is now, okay, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be done with it. In order for Richard Steele to move up, Michael, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm calling Richard Steele, but Michael Steele to really move up into the political party, There are people that have their better angels, people, Republicans that are what they call moderate Republicans, what they call is Republican in name only, rhinos, or and those sort of supposed to be Christian Republicans, and all of those. That right there is what he can play on, because he's looking for political office. He ran for senator years ago, and he lost. So he's looking to be something, maybe running for governor, maybe running for something else, because I'm sure that he's probably about done with working for MSNBC or any of these going on.
Well, he's not working for MSNBC. He is just a contributor and stuff for MSNBC.
He's getting paid, bro.
When any one of these, he is. When any one of these shows want to bring him on, he gets paid. But he also has other income that's coming into his coffers. He has a show on Sirius and stuff that he has people and stuff follow him by. He does a lot of speaking and stuff out there at Republican events and stuff like that. So he's still very viable, and he still makes a lot of money and everything and stuff out there doing it. I know that he doesn't have a lot of pressure upon him to be in charge of any major organizations, and I don't really believe that he wants to really actually get back into politics. I think he enjoys what he's doing now, speaking about what's going on in the Republican Party and conservative, because I don't believe that anybody in their right mind wants to be out there in politics right now when Trump is in office. With all these people and stuff, Ted, who are leaving the Congress and stuff, they're not running anymore. They're backing away from doing all that stuff because Trump has been in office there. I believe he feels the same way, that he doesn't want to have it.
Time will tell. Time will tell, and I'm believing that that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay, man, let's move on here with.
We got a few more minutes left here, and then we're going to have to close out.
We might have a few more minutes, but this is a serious conversation here, bro. I mean, this right here is like been all over the front page, and we got to talk about Robert Monet. I mean, man, this dude is doing so many things that's trying to convince the American people there was some collusion, bro.
Well, all of our national security folks and stuff believe it was. The FBI, the NSA, the CIA, all of them believe it was collusion in with the Russians and stuff, with the Republican, well, not the Republicans, but with the Trump administration. But they don't want to say it and everything out front and everything, because the head of the FBI is in office because of Trump. The CIA director and stuff, Mike Pompeo and stuff, he got his job because Trump elected him to do it. The NSA and stuff, their people and stuff and everything, they got their job because Trump, appointed them for their office and everything. So they can say it and stuff and everything, but they won't come right out and just open their minds up and say, hey, Trump, you and your organization colluded in this election or whatever. So, but Mr. Mueller and stuff, Robert Mueller and stuff, right around Christmas time and everything, Trump was really, really, really after him to stop that investigation. And he was very, very high on it and stuff. And he was trying to get Rosenstein, the Assistant Attorney General, to fire him. But Rod Rosenstein and stuff decided that he was not going to fire him. And end this Russian investigation into collusion into our election. Well, since that time, I guess Mueller realized that he had to up his game a little bit. So in the last week now, he has brought forth a lot of indictments, my friend, a lot of indictments. He's also got Paul Manafort's buddy, his compadre for many, many years, to commit to being a guilty plea and to go out and be his Robert Mueller's mouthpiece out there to tell all about what went on. And this thing with Gates and stuff and everything, it is hopefully going to bring forth a lot of stuff and everything about the Trump's collusion and how the Russians and stuff got themselves involved in that and what transpired and stuff from March of 2016 all the way up until January of 2017 and stuff as far as the Trump administration is concerned. It is going to be a mess because right now he's already indicted 13 or 14 Russian companies and individuals and oligarchs there in Russia. And then he had a surprise indictment and stuff of an attorney who had working with a law firm there in Washington, D.C. His name is Vanden Wiggy or whatever, it's one of them German, Swedish names or whatever. Well, this guy, he's an attorney, and he got him to come forth and give a guilty plea. And with his guilty plea and everything, he hasn't decided to come forth and testify or the trial or be a person and stuff that they can use. But because he has pleaded guilty and stuff there and everything, he is, and he happens to be a son-in-law, one of the Russian oligarchs and stuff over there. I don't know what's going to happen and stuff there. But I do believe in stuff, Ted, that we're getting in this investigation to a point to where we fail to realize and stuff that most of your Russian power and your oligarchs and stuff, they are deeply involved in criminal activities. And these Russian criminals do not, will not stop with murdering people and stuff and everything if they dislike what the heck that they are saying or what they are going to say. So I think Mueller and stuff and everything is going to have to be very, very, very careful now with his investigation and stuff there, because if it reaches too deep into places and stuff, dark corners and stuff that these Russians don't want them to get into, they're going to come out of there buddy and start killing people and doing whatever they can to stop whatever the heck is going on. So,
well, this right here is I mean, let's just face it, man. Despite you got all these alphabets that's running around, and proving certain things, FBI, NSA, CIA, and on and on and on, and special units, all kind of people. This is really cyber warfare. That's what's going on, as far as that goes, because the bottom line is that they were involved in persuading the American people, one way or the other. So, and that's the big deal, when you are involved in what's going on in our country, even though vice versa, that's what we were doing in their country, So, payback, you can call it that or say that or whatever. But, we got China that's involved in trying to infiltrate America in all kinds of ways, buying so much property in the United States and making so many big trillions of dollars of loans, and you got the emeralds, all kinds of people that's doing things here, trading and back and forth. So this country is under siege in so many ways. I mean, and that's just one of the ways, which is one of the most important ways, because we're talking about electing the highest office in the world. And they was able to persuade and buy off people to do these things. They can talk about all of this, and money laundering and all that kind of stuff. But that's been going on way years and years and years, money laundering and buying up property. They got Trump on that, and he's still the president. Mm-hmm. They already found out that, that he was doing some money laundering when it comes to real estate. Come on, man. You got Russian people living all up in the Trump towers and all that kind of stuff. And you talk about ain't no collusion? There ain't no workout going on? Ain't something going on? I mean, everything.
We know what's happening.
When it comes to political, everything. When you say political, you're talking money.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting and stuff, Ted. How all this investigation and stuff is going to go and what's going to happen. it is going to be very, very interesting. I can tell you that. So I won't be surprised at anything happens. I will not be surprised, because it is something else. This investigation is, man, I don't know. I'm just sitting here holding on to my seat. So anyway, we're about at the end, Mr. Harvey, of our show here and everything. Matter of fact, we're about 3 minutes overtime here. But we
appreciate our listeners, those that's watching us, and now and in the future, because like I said, we're going to be trying to bring some more conversation here during the week as well, at least once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And then move on, as far as bringing in some viable news and conversation, and we like people to join us as well. Remember, this is our opinion. These are just our opinion, things we read about.
Absolutely.
We are two guys that like to communicate about what's going on in the world, what's going on in our country, what's going on in our community. And a lot of things are happening now. And if you don't stay abreast on it, it'll just swoop you right on by, and you'll look around and say, what happened?
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to probably seeing you guys on Wednesday evening, maybe again, and on Saturday as usual for our telecast. And hopefully we'll be looking forward to seeing you guys. We've got some real exciting things and stuff coming on board and stuff for our folks and stuff on that mobile platform. We are looking to be able to have our people and stuff who use the smartphones, who don't have desktops or internet or whatever, and be able to watch our programs and stuff on their smartphones. So look for that to be coming down the pipe here real soon. And we thank you guys for joining us, and have a good day.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.